Off by a silver-haired old lady with a honk if you love Jesus sticker on the bumper of her car.
Welcome back to Doug Pagitt Radio on AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota, and over at DougPagittRadio.com. 135 weeks we've been doing this program here on AM 950. And so for 135 weeks we have had a segment.
Hang on 1 second.
Called Cripes, come on, you got to be kidding me. And I don't know if there's anything better that could go into a Cripes, come on, you got to be kidding me, than the sidekicks
Hawking up a lung.
frequent coughing inside the very lively studio. So it's perfect timing. Well played. And you know, of the 135 weeks of listening to of having the Cripes, come on, you got to be kidding me, public lament segment, I have smiled at that bumper.
Yeah,
music
you have.
every single time. I mean, if you were to go back and look at the Ustream videos, which you can watch these shows on video as well as listen to them on audio over at DougPagittRadio.com, I have had a smirk, I think, on my face because I have found that to be a funny bumper bit. Just flipped off by a silver-haired old lady with a honk if you love Jesus bumper sticker on her car. I found that to be funny every time. It's probably why I've liked this segment so much. But there are some other reasons why I've liked this segment. The Cripes, come on, you got to be kidding me, are a blend of the kinds of things that we say in Minnesota. The Cripes is a very regional phrase. I don't hear it many other places. Frankly, I don't hear it from a lot of people in Minnesota either. But I grew up with it as a complaint. And then the "come on" and "you got to be kidding me" are phrases that I had found myself using before the show started, and people had picked on me a little bit about that phrase a lot.
Yeah,
they were saying "come on" and "you got to be kidding me." And in a previous version of this radio show before it was on AM 950. I would say that enough where people started, the listenership started to notice that. And I said, well, let's make that a little package.
Right.
So why have we been doing that? Now, every week we've been doing this. We have introduced it with, this is our public lament. The public laments are not complaining alone. They are beseeching. Yes. That public laments are not grumbling. They are a call for something else, something better, something more, something more vibrant. That it compels us. It's part of the Christian tradition. And so we have tried to say through all of these weeks that there are some things in the world that aren't right, and we're dead serious about it. In fact, when people ask me, well, tell me a little bit about this radio show that you do. Why do you do radio? In deep recesses of my motivations, it has been the Cripes, come on, you got to be kidding me, that has really motivated the first hour. And the second hour, it has really always been about the right on. The other 6 segments, the other 50 minutes of this, or 40 minutes, 50 minutes per hour of our radio programming has really been a setup for the final segment of each hour.
Yeah, those are truly like the bookends there.
They really are. They're consistent. They've been something we've done nearly every week, and they really have been the meaning. Yeah. The meaning of this show has been trying to inject religious conversation and religious practice into a non-religious setting, to allow people to benefit from the things that faithful people of all religious traditions have done. That is to lament and to call forward, to complain, to grumble, to cry out, and then to be inspired to something new. And all the rest of it has served as the fiber of these nutrients.
I was going to say filler, but
the filler. I like fiber even better. Of the fiber of these nutrients, right? If you were to think about a meal, this is the rest of the radio program has carried this desire for people to lament and then to be called forward. The Cripes, come on, you got to be kidding me. That things in this world just aren't right. There's some things that just aren't the way they're supposed to be. So we would say that every week, nearly every week. I would say there are some things that we're going to say right now, but we're not complaining. We are calling forth, and then we finish the show with the right on. So I would hope that people would take that, if you've listened to the program, whether it's 1 week or 135 weeks, that you would find that to be a positive part of your life. That when you notice something that's not the way it should be in the world, one doesn't only have to be discouraged. One can name it and then claim it for something better. Name it and claim it religion.
Well, funny you should say that, because religious people, to point out those things that are not right can be related to as like having a lack of faith, or that you don't want to say that out, like as if it was some sort of voodoo, where you don't want to say that out loud.
Right. Yeah, don't say any bad things.
Yeah.
Don't notice all that. Yes, right.
And in Minnesota, it's just not polite to complain all the time.
To complain, right. Which is why we've always had to precede this with, we're not complaining,
right?
Because that's inappropriate, and we're not just I don't know if it's an appropriate word to say. We're not just using the B word about all this stuff. I don't want to go blue in the final in the final episode, but so I've come up with, over these weeks, 3 complaints nearly every week. And if you do that by 135, I mean, there's been hundreds of complaints about the world. And there were 3 that I wanted to mention today, even though we can't get to them. I would love to. I would love to still take one more shot at the fact that men can't wear a matching velour outfit. I've tried to pace my lamenting on that, but I'm still shaken. And saw a woman today at our during our preparation at a public restaurant who was wearing a matching velour outfit, and then she was able to wear an overcoat over it that just dressed it up and made it look fantastic. And if a guy could wear that, yeah, I'd be all over it. But the mockery, I'll tell you, because I've done it, the mockery of wearing matching velour outfit, top and bottom, in public, it's
unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. It's not, and it's just simply not worth it. So I would totally still give the Cripes to that, and I think I will for all times. The come on that I was going to bring up this week, but we're not going to fully play it out. Is when you have to log on to some sort of an internet Wi-Fi network or use some product, and that little box pops up that says the phrase, "You must agree to terms." I mean, just the strong-armed nature of that, right? Like, I'm not going to read that. No, I'm not actually. It really gets me. You must agree to these terms. And then finally, the you got to be kidding me is when I hear people confuse the word pitcher as in an item that carries liquid, or a person who throws a baseball, a pitcher, with a photograph, which is pronounced picture. So when someone says, "Can I get a picture of you guys?" Oh, man. There's something in my little ticky brain that just starts tick, 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 tick. You got to be kidding me. People still say that. But we're not going to complain about that. We're not even going to lament. We just wanted to let you all in on it, that there are some things that in this world that aren't the way they're supposed to be. And we have choices to make in this world, as we've said 135 weeks in a row. There are some choices we have in this world. Are we going to be people who simply complain?
No.
This is your part. Yeah, you got to finish. Yeah. Are we going to be people who simply complain?
No.
Are we going to be people who just grumble?
No.
We're going to be people who call ourselves into something greater. So stick around with us here on Doug Pagitt Radio on AM 950 and DougPagittRadio.com. And we're going to leave you with a right on at the end of the show. Now, in our next hour, if you've appreciated the show and want to call, we're going to open up the chance for people to call. Folks are already doing it on Twitter. If you're a tweeter, the handle for the show is Pagitt, Pagitt. That's P as in Paul, A as in Apple, G as in George, I as in I, T as in pterodactyl, no, T as in Thomas, T as in Thomas. You can tweet us there. You can go over to the Doug Pagitt Radio Show page on Facebook. You can go to Doug Pagitt's page on Facebook. You can go to any of those places and leave us a comment. Give us a call here at the radio station, 952-946-6205 after the start of the hour. And we'll take some of those calls if you want them. And we'll be back here chatting about our favorite guests. We're going to have natural health coach on. And we'll, of course, have our right on Doug Pagitt Radio after the break.